Fourth quarter, and the Cowboys are leading the Redskins by a score of 10-0. So it's 1 down and 15 to go for the Lions. The best quote regarding the performance of Billy Sims came from lineman Keith Dorney, who says, "He's so quick I don't get to see much of his runs, but I can tell by the roar of the crowd how he's doing." Well, Dexter Bussey thinks highly of Sims in that offensive line. Charlie Neal was in the winning locker room afterwards, and he told Bussey he looked like the Dexter of old.
Well, I had plenty of help from Billy. Billy takes a lot of the pressures off of me, and plus the fact I'm working on the same side with David and Freddie Scott, so that's just a tremendous lift. And the offensive line is matured. You saw what those guys were doing up front. It was just up to us to pick the holes to run through. And it was, you know, it's a feeling that's really hard to explain. I feel as though our team has come together. At least we're on the right track. We can't brag on ourselves until we finish the season, but we feel like we can play with anybody and we're on the right track.
The Lions, as you know, were down 20-17 at the half, and Charlie asked Monty Clark what he told the team at halftime.
Well, he said that we had stopped ourselves. They weren't doing anything that we couldn't handle. We had given them the break that they had, and we could see that we had played enough good football to know that we could play with them, and if we'd go back and stay after the second half, that we could turn it our way, and that's exactly what they were able to do.
Well, the Detroit Tigers lost that first game of the doubleheader to Baltimore tonight. Final score 9-2. The Birds got 4 in the first inning, 3 on Eddie Murray's homer. Dennis Martinez the winner, Wilcox the loser. The second game, Orioles lead the Tigers 8-4 after 6. Dan Petrie let go with a wild pitch in the first inning, and as soon as he did that, it was a 1-0 affair with the Birds out in front. Then the Birds loaded the bases, and Graham delivered a single to make it 2-0. But that wasn't all for the Birds in that first inning. A sacrifice fly coming up by Doug DeSenz made it a quick 3-0. They added 3 more in the second inning, so the Tigers continue to falter. New York Yankees came through with a win. They scored 4 in the ninth tonight to beat Toronto 7-4. Tommy John won his 20th. Boston whipped Cleveland 10-4. Chicago trailing Seattle 2-1. That game in the 8th inning. Over the National League, Pittsburgh lost to Philadelphia 6-2. Phil's a half game back at first place Montreal. Pittsburgh 2.5 off the pace. Cincinnati beat Atlanta 6-1, and the Cubs over St. Louis 6-2. The Texas Rangers pitcher Ferguson Jenkins is through for this season today. Jenkins was informed by the baseball commissioner Bowie Kuhn that he was being ordered out of action indefinitely as a result of his August 25th drug arrest in Toronto. The commission taking things in his own hands, even though Jenkins does not go to the Canadian court until December. I question today's ruling. Detroit's lightweight boxing champion Hilmer Kente will give a return bout to Ernesto Espada on September 20th in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Hilmer was asked if he'd have more confidence this time.
I have a lot more confidence, than I had at first. I had a lot of confidence going into that first fight, overwhelming confidence that, I didn't think I would have, but I have a lot more confidence being the lightweight champion, knowing that he has to come and take it from me now. But I'm going in, I'm going to fight him just like he has the championship and like I have to take it from him again. Plan to fight basically the same fight unless he just doesn't cooperate, he does something different, then I'll have to change. And I feel I'm in good condition, and I'll be in good condition where if I have any problems, that I can adapt to them.
And former Detroit Red Wing goalie Harry Lumley inducted to Hockey's Hall of Fame.
You have to wonder what the situation is with Bubba Baker now. Is he going to get back?
I would say he's going to be back shortly.
All right.
And Charlie will be back next week. He's on vacation.
Thank you, Ray.
Well, if you listen real close to Sonny, you'll hear some hints of fall.
And that's not all you'll hear. Sonny's forecast as your TV2 Eyewitness News moves right along.
Well, the Orioles remain in that tight struggle with New York for the Eastern Division lead. Entering the doubleheader tonight, they were 4 games back. And I asked manager Earl Weaver if his pitching staff gave him an edge as they head down the stretch.
Both clubs are strong in pitching, and when you compare them, we're so equal that there's not much difference. What we're going to have to do is, from this point on, if our pitching gives up any runs, we're going to have to score more than the opposition. And whether we've got an edge or not, as far as pitching goes, I know that I'm going to get a good game almost every night that we go out to the ballpark because of people like Dennis Martinez, Flanagan, Palmer, Stone, and McGregor. So what it does is just makes us not have to get as many runs as some other clubs.
Checking the scoreboard tonight, it was New York over Toronto 7-4 with 4 runs in the ninth. Boston beat Cleveland 10-4. Over in the National League, Cincinnati 6-1 over Atlanta. Philadelphia beat Pittsburgh 6-2, and in the 8th, Chicago leads St. Louis 6-2. Well, Texas Rangers pitcher Fergie Jenkins has been ordered out of uniform with pay by Commissioner Boy Kuhn. The ruling came in connection with Jenkins' failure to answer questions on the advice of his attorney at a hearing with Kuhn on charges of drug possession. On the National Football League, Monday night feature tonight, it's Dallas 10, Washington nothing. They're in the fourth quarter. Meantime, everyone in Detroit is experiencing the afterglow of the Lions' 41-20 victory over the Rams yesterday. No doubt it was an extremely impressive win, but it's only one, and there's a long way to go. And today I asked Coach Monty Clark, in light of that big victory, if by any chance it's his time to tell the critics, hey, I told you so.
I think the last thing we need to do is for us to start a stampede to the front of the line to see who's going to start grabbing credit. We talked about that with the squad today. That's not what we're interested in. If you don't care who gets the credit, then you can do anything. And we're not. We need to just continue to perform and not worry about that and let those kind of things take care of themselves. And we don't want all that good work to go down the drain with a loss next week.
Mort, that's a look at sports tonight. Couple quickies. Hilmer Kenny will defend his lightweight crown against Ernesto España September 20th in Puerto Rico, and Lynn Jansen is the leader.